Are you addicted to porn and or sex? What can you do to remedy this? Let's talk about that now.
Automass photo.
Hi everyone. We are going to be discussing porn and sex addiction and what you can do to help yourself or someone get out of this situation. Sex is often a taboo topic to talk about, but it's taboo topics and ones that are hard to talk about that should be talked about, which is why I am presenting this information to you and why you are here absorbing it, learning about it, and taking what you need from it. When we think of people being addicted to porn or sex, we often think it only affects men, but it also affects women. However, this often comes from the fact that society has depicted men as being more open sexually, and that the more women they sleep with, the more they are wanted because it's a cool thing, almost like a status boost, while women must be reserved or they would be labeled as a slut. The act of slut shaming is one reason why women are self-conscious of their body image and cannot express themselves or their sexuality, because society says it's unacceptable for women to have sex unless a man wants it from them. Regardless, porn and sex addiction affects both men and women. Why would someone be addicted to porn or sex? The addiction comes from the chemicals the brain releases when in a heightened sense of arousal and orgasm. This euphoric feeling that one feels is very addictive, as are the chemicals the brain releases. As with anything else in the world, we as human beings overindulge in these physical pleasures, and that is one place an addiction can stem from. It can also stem from a coping mechanism. Let's say you don't know how to handle your stress, so porn helps alleviate that for you because you have nothing else. Porn addiction can even stem from an internet addiction. Not only would one be addicted to pornography online, but also the internet in general. I did a video some time ago about internet addiction that talks about this in more detail. I'll have an annotation and a link in the description if you would like to check it out. The addiction to pornography can be extremely damaging for the simple fact that it can be a source of education about sex to the individual. But generally, the sex acts performed in a majority of porn online is not how real-world sex is like. The image can even lead to insecurities with body image. Such things as, is my penis too small? Or, are my breasts big enough? And so on. This ideal image is what is formed in our mind through watching pornography online. We may even develop a variety of fetishes in what is traditionally considered odd sexual behavior. While there really is no definitive normal sexual behavior for humans, we can develop these fetishes due to seeing these things in pornography and having our own sexual frustration and guilt, which it may bring even more when acting upon these urges. As with all addictions, it's not as easy as just stopping. When you hear someone saying this to you, it invalidates how you are struggling. It's not as easy to just stop. So how then can you remedy a porn and sex addiction within yourself or someone you know? Let's talk about that now. Tackling a porn addiction comes from first a realization of the problem and the effect it's having on your everyday life. How much time are you spending? Is it taking priority over your friends, school, work, or any other activity? And how do you feel about it? If you don't have any other activity, why is there nothing else? And what else can you do what else can you find to occupy your time besides porn or sex? Ask yourself these questions, and also ask yourself why you enjoy looking at porn. What does it do for you? It may be a form of coping mechanism, or perhaps you are bored with everyday life, or even that You cannot stop because you are addicted to the experience so much that it occupies all of your time. When you realize this, then you can make goals of where you would like to be and make steps to get there. Likewise, lessen guilt. It can be something we dislike and hate, but have no control over. When you can realize that this is where you are right now and just let it be and accept that aspect of yourself, then you can begin to change this addiction. When we realize we have a problem and want to change it, we often feel guilty for giving in. When dealing with addictions, this will happen. You can be guilty all you like, but it will only make things worse. Rather, simply just admit, I gave in. It may not have been the best thing for me, but I am making progress each day of overcoming this addiction. When you feel ashamed of yourself, it won't help overcome the challenge at hand. Shame can even be brought into play because of sexual abuse we have endured, so we continuously have the same experiences until we face it and overcome it. Sexual energy is incredibly powerful. Whatever you think about during sex, masturbation, and orgasm is how you can shape your reality. When you think negatively during these moments and or having a negative experience with what you are doing or with your partner, this can cause a lot of sexual problems and frustration. In addition, during sex and any time of amplified sexual energy or arousal, you become more receptive to external energies, especially negative ones if you are not in a good place mentally or have pre-existing negative energies inside of you, a parasite or demon, if you will. During these moments, the sexual energy channel is open and you accept the flow of energy during the moment of orgasm. This is why it is imperative to share your sexual energy with people whom you are comfortable with. Otherwise, if you do not cleanse yourself of these negative energies, spirits, or demons, then they will build inside of you and manifest in your everyday life. I will say it again, sexual energy is powerful. You can manifest your intention from what you think about at the moment of orgasm. Essentially, if you think negatively or shameful thoughts, you put your intention into manifesting those negative thoughts. Otherwise, if you think of the things you truly desire, you will receive those. It depends on your perspective. You can use sexual energy to, in fact, overcome the very thing you are building up. When you find yourself looking at porn and becoming aroused, instead of masturbating and putting that energy into satisfying this addiction of pornography, instead, channel it into something else. Use it as a productivity booster. Build up that sexual energy, then put it into your work, a hobby, something you are passionate about. You will find that you are able to have sharp clarity, concentration, and be extremely effective if you can channel this energy correctly. It takes time to learn how to use this extremely powerful energy. I discussed how you can do this in detail in a video about sexual energy. I'll have an annotation and a link in the description if you would like to check it out. With these steps, you can overcome a porn and or sex addiction. If you have any other input on this topic, I would love to hear it, so please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you liked, disliked, and or how this has helped you or someone close to you. So in conclusion, porn and sex are often taboo to talk about, but that is precisely why we should be talking about it. There is nothing wrong with expressing your sexuality, but when you become addicted and it controls your life, then that is where a problem can come into play. To overcome this has to do with realizing the problem, having a set of goals to get where you want to be, lessening guilt, and understanding sexual energy and how to utilize it. I hope this information was informative and helpful to you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching my video. If you would like more content, please feel free to subscribe.